Hi, welcome to Roots. We're talking GCSE results. Now in the last video we made this column pretty, but I'd also like to colour code these grades based on whether or not the students hit their targets. So now what I've got here on sheet 3 is the student targets. Now for this to work, it's very important that your subject columns are the same and in the same order, and that you have the same students and that your students are in the same order, because what we're going to assume is that the grade on sheet 3 R2 is the target of the grade, the GCSE grade on sheet 1 cell R2. Okay, so double check that. Also, if you've seen our earlier videos, you'll have noticed that we put in a points table. Here it is, listing the GCSE grades and their point value, and that has a name in our spreadsheet of PTS for points, and that's important. So if you haven't put that in, check out the 5A to C, including English and Maths video for how to do that. Okay, so ready to go, and what we're going to do out here is put in the target calculations, like did the student hit their target. So if error, again, now what we're looking to show is equals, so it's VLOOKUP, the GCSE grade, in the points table, second column, false, very used to this now. Oh, don't forget your commas though. Minus VLOOKUP the target, looked up in the same points table, to false. So this will give us GCSE grade value minus target value, and what we want to do, because that will be 6 points for a grade, just wrap that inside, put some brackets and divide that by 6, so that we have 1 for each grade. And then if that's an error, i.e. if one of those grades is missing, really what we just want to add is quote mark for leave the cell blank. We don't want an error message in there. And let's see, so -3 that's returning, and that's because, yeah, the student had a grade F and had a target of a grade C. So yeah, that looks like that is working. So back to sheet 1. And we just want to pull that across for our number of subjects. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or you'd like to know more about how Roots can help your school, please get in touch. Okay, so we've got our target differentials worked out. Now for the colours. So what we're going to do is highlight the results, go to conditional formatting and new rule, and we're going to use a formula to determine which cells to format. So the formula is going to look at AZ2, and as you can see, Excel's put in the dollar signs. Well, we actually don't want these. We want this to move around, when we go down to the bottom row to look at, AZ3, etc. So our first rule is going to be if this value is less than 0, then colour me red if they didn't hit their target. Okay. And then if we go back, we need to put in a few more rules. So we'll go for manage rules, add another new rule, formula. Again, AZ2. Again, don't forget to take the dollars out. If this equals this equals 0, they hit their target. Let's call them green. And if AZ2 minus its dollars, if this is greater than 0, they surpass their target. Let's give them a blue color. And we can do one more thing because it will interpret a blank cell as a 0. So just to stop it doing that, one final test is specifically to say if the cell is blank, we can do equals quote quote and a format of no color. Okay, and okay, and we want that up the top. And here are our color-coded grades. Thanks for watching.